The average height of a tennis player in the 90s was 6'1". Average height in 2000s was 6'2". The average height of a tennis player today, these sinners and all, are 6'4". Thanks also to my Goan genes, I'm 5'10" on a good day. And that's why we produce football players, because you stay low to the ground and you're fast. But I really think if you're passionate about something, no, when people laugh at you, it makes the fire in your belly burn. When people ask you कि आपका औकात क्या है, what do you think you're going to win Wimbledon? First play. You know, some people used to tell me that I'm so dark, I should be the Mali at Wimbledon. You know? And as much as today you would not get away with that on social media, that sometimes the genetics you're born with can also be your strength. You know? And it's not just in the color that you have or the height that you don't have, or, you know, it's about your hard work, your passion, the hours you put in beyond other people. You know? I think that I was very blessed to be born into this family, because sitting at the dining table and realizing you're not the best athlete in the house is something, huh? You know? You sit there with your 20 Grand Slams and your 7 Olympics and your Hall of Fame, but your mom is a great athlete, your dad's a phenomenal athlete, you know.
Another question that I'm curious to ask you is the overall impact, influence, and now complete domination of technology in tennis. When you started out, there was no technology; it was all human eye. Now everything is reflected in via technology. Does that make the sport of tennis easier to grasp, or easier to plan, where you put in your max time, and what are your strength, weaknesses? How is it for the young tennis players in Goa? This would be valuable.
That's a great question. Yes, when I grew up, we would write diaries. Today I hit 100 forehands down the line. Majority of them were 6 inches from the line. Majority of them were little long. And I missed, when I went closer to the line, closer than 6 inches, I would miss it wide. It was all in my diary. Also, every morning I woke up, I would take my pulse. My resting heart rate as a teenager and in my 20s was 29 beats a minute. And that was the level of training that I had to do to make sure that every night my recovery would make sure that the morning's heart rate was 29 beats a minute. Today, the children are wearing Apple watches, all these fancy things, I don't even know the names, you know, and these rings that tell you your low blood pressure, high blood pressure, resting heart rate, training heart rate. And they're wonderful gadgets because they're giving you the feedback. But where I feel like it's important for me to share my parents' knowledge with the world is because that ring or that whoop or that chest band or that wristband does not give you the knowledge. It gives you the reading. But where it's important is to understand that today my heartbeat was 29 beats a minute, but tomorrow if it's 39 beats a minute, how do I differentiate the 10 beats? What must I do to bring that heart rate down? And my knowledge is that Eastern philosophies, Eastern ancient livings of yoga, meditation, breathing, also coupled with Western science, which is gym work, muscle density, bone density, mental health training. You put those together and you can 100% produce a champion. So I think technology, especially artificial intelligence now, which can break down a forehand swing, or can break down someone coming to kick with his left leg, or can break down someone running a 100-meter sprint on how many steps based on their height, based on their rotation of their legs and their hip bones and the measurements of their lower extremity, how many steps they need for 100 meters, but how many fractions of seconds it takes to rotate those steps. So you see how scientific and technical it gets. I'm not going to bore the kids in the back. But the modern science of capturing data is wonderful. But in my generation of learning to do without the science, and then learning to watch YouTube and use the medicine of sports science to enhance the longevity, it's very important to share that with the community. I think that's one of the legacies that I'm after, is to share the mental health, emotional health and physical health using sport as a vehicle to enhance every human being's life. I think that modern medicine is elongating life. It's making the human species live till we're 80, live till we're 90. But once we touch 50, our metabolism slows down. Once we touch 60, arthritis comes in, eyes start, visibility starts getting less. Once we turn 65, our Indian genetics means diabetes, obesity, mental health issues. For all the young kids, the pressure that's on them with peer pressure. Today on Instagram I got 500 likes. How you got 500? I got 400 likes. That mental health and how to handle challenges. Every one of us in this room have some stress in our life. And I come to the Valley House sometimes. I come and spend quality time in Goa very peacefully. So a lot of the times that I come, you all won't hear that I'm here. Because coming home for me is a rejuvenation of my own mental health, physical health, emotional health. And coming this time to Goa has been really special because recently Auntie Melba and the family have just given me the great responsibility that I've just inherited our family property in Asolna, in Valley. And that's going to be something that's very passionate for me, to make sure that that property stays with the family, looked after well, for all my aunts and uncles to come and stay and visit, for all my cousins to come and stay and visit. And like most Goan properties, there's a little bit of work to do. But once that work is done, I brought Navrati Lova to Goa, and I brought her here to the flea market. And she loves all these bracelets and trinkets and all these little things, being a lady. And we did some serious shopping. And after all the shopping she did, she says, "Oh my God, we've got 5 bags and it's only $100. So Martina loved being in Goa. And I'm hoping that down the track that we can bring more legends of sport to Goa to inspire our youth. So to answer your question is that to sport and back, drive them to school and back, to educate their children through academia and through sport. So to all the mothers and fathers, their children, can we please give them a big hand? That being said, I think it takes coming together of people like us who are in positions of power, who are in positions to bring wealth together, who are in positions to bring associations together. I can't do it alone. Yes, I'm 100% for the people. And it doesn't bother me whether I'm black, white, brown, saffron, green, blue, pink. Don't bother me. The people and the children and the community is where I want to enhance. But I know where my magic is. My magic is to give respect and command respect. My magic is to be a student to wonderful human beings like this and learn. Learn from their life lessons. Carry out their legacy through their families. And to learn from people who put themselves forward to empower them to make a bigger difference. So what am I really saying? I'm saying, as a community, we can come together and 100% build an Olympic champion from Goa. And after this response, and with what I'm going through in my life right now, I will spend that time. Give me 18 months. I'll even be bold enough to say that. Give me 18 months and let me find a way.
Is a real fact. एक सगळ्यांनी लक्षात दवरपाक जाय. तो येदो व्हडलो टेनिस प्लेयर जालो, येदो व्हडलो इकॉन जालो, येदो व्हडलो हे जालो, पूण ताची सिम्प्लिसिटी आनी ताजे सामके बरे नेचर हे ताणें he has not lost that simplicity and humbleness. I must congratulate Leander Paes, a real Goan, real Indian. He is proud of Goa, he is proud of our country. That is important. In today's scenario, if you get 1 medal and 2 medals, you think that you have touched the world, you have touched the sky. And here is a man who is so simple, so humble. I have met him many times before, and he always is proud of being a Goan and being an Indian. This is important. I think he has taught you lots of things. What is happiness? How you can be happy? How you must take care of your parents. Indirectly is hinted to you everything. I think young generation is an ideal man for all of you to keep in front of your eyes a person like Leander Paes and follow his footsteps. That is the correct message I think he has given to you. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir.